Hey everybody, welcome back to Magic Orthodoxy. My name's David, and today we're going to learn how to play Munchkin. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for being here. It's game week once again. That's right, it's game week. I do game week probably once or twice a year. I try to review some board games because I love playing cards, and playing cards leads to games because, well, you play games with playing cards. And so I like collectible card games. I love board games. I collect them. I made a video a little while back of all the games that I have on my game shelf. Go check that out. Maybe there's a game there that you want me to review. Let me know in the comment section and I'll review it for you. Today, pretty excited because we're going to review Munchkin. Munchkin is a dungeon crawler, but it's a dungeon crawler with a twist. And it's super popular. Lots of people love it. There's tons of expansions out there. I'd highly recommend you go to Amazon, check out all the different expansions that are available. It's such an affordable game. It's so easy to play, and it's a ton of fun. Let's get into it. All right, Munchkin from Steve Jackson Games. And as you can see, it says, fight the monsters, grab the treasures, right? That is the whole point of this game in two phrases, okay? This is what my game looks like. If it's not what your game looks like, it's fine. The rules are applicable all across the board. And as you're gonna see as we get into this, you don't even need everything that's in the box. This is a great game because it's very lightweight. You can take it with you anywhere. Notice down here at the bottom, it says 3 to 6 players. You can't do it with 2 players. That's one of the things you need to notice right away. 2 players doesn't work because this is not a typical dungeon crawler where everyone wins or everyone loses. In Munchkin, one person will definitely win. So if you've always gravitated towards games where I have to win, right? I don't like the fact that in a dungeon crawler, everyone wins. This is a very competitive game. And so you need 3 people to make it competitive, right? You kind of need that gameplay where you're pitting one person against the other, or you're playing both sides. So you need 3 people. 1 to 2 hours to play, and ages 10 and up. It really just needs to be someone who can read, obviously, and who can think a little bit about strategy. But if you think a younger player could do it after you watch this video, I'm sure it's fine. Just opening up the box, I really like the inside of this because it allows you to hold lots of cards. And as you play Munchkin, you might buy more of the expansion packs, which I highly recommend. And so you'll be able to stick those cards there. And just a real quick note about expansion packs, you can just keep adding them and adding them and adding them to the game. Your deck could go higher and higher and higher, so it really doesn't matter. You'll get the instructions, which, you know, I highly recommend that you read because I won't be able to cover everything in this video. I will get you started. And then you get a game board, and notice the game board goes from level 1 to level 10. And that's really how the game works. You're going up levels, just like you would in a dungeon crawler where your character, right, goes up a level. You can think of them as rooms if you'd like, but really they're levels. And you have your 2 decks. So you have door decks and treasure decks, and notice there's a place for your discards, and then there's 2 game tokens, and then dice. Okay, earlier I said this game packs light. That's because this is literally all you need to play. You don't need anything else. You need door cards, treasure cards, and a die, and that's it. The thing that you would use to keep track of levels and keep track of your character would be a piece of paper and a pencil. And if you have a piece of paper and a pencil and these 3 items, you can play Munchkin wherever you go, which makes Munchkin an amazing dungeon crawler because it is so small. It is so small, and it gives you all the heavy-hitting enjoyment that you get from a typical dungeon crawler, but in such a small box. All right, so what are the 2 card types? Well, first you have treasure cards, okay? And treasure cards are going to be spells and potions, bonuses, and weapons, okay? So all you have to do is read what's on the card and you will understand. This is very simple, right? Go up a level. This is very simple. It's a staff of napalm, which means it's a weapon. It's worth 800 gold, and you can hold it in one hand. This is a hireling. It gives you a +1 bonus, right? This is a scroll of sinister sorcery. It's worth 300 gold. See, all you have to do is read. Okay, this is a weapon. You hold it in one hand. This is headgear. That means it goes on your head. And this is a bigger weapon, and you hold it with two hands, which means that's the only weapon you could hold. Door cards are going to deal more with monsters and character development. So inside, let's say there's the monsters that you would fight. And again, all you have to do is read the cards. This is a level 9 monster, a level 8, and a level 2. And that's their hit points. That's their total. That's what they're worth. If you kill him, he's worth 3 treasure cards. If you kill him, he's worth 5 treasure cards. If you kill him, he's worth 1 treasure cards. If you don't kill him, the bad stuff happens to you. So all you have to do is read the bad stuff on the card, and that's what happens to you if you don't kill him. Otherwise, inside the door cards, you're going to get race cards. So this would be your race. If you laid this down, you would be a halfling. This would be a race enabler, right? It would enable you. This is also a bad guy, level 3 Pinata. Here's another race card. This is another halfling card. So this is what your character would look like. So let's say you took your 4 door cards and your 4 treasure cards, and you were able to lay these cards down at the beginning of the game in play. So this elf, that would be your race, right? And you would get all the benefits. All you have to do is read the cards. You get all the benefits here. This would be your class type, and you get all the benefits of the class type. And again, you don't even need them. Even if you took these away, you would still be a level 1 human, okay? So it doesn't matter. So you don't need the cards. You don't have to wait to get these cards to play. You could play with nothing. You could literally play with nothing and just start off as a level 1 character. You would have 1 hit point, right? You'd have 1 total strength, and that's it. These just enable your character and give you a little bit more, right? So you got your 1 hat, you got your 1-handed weapon and your 1-handed weapon. And of course you could add armor to this, you could add footgear, you could add bonuses. All of it helps to raise your hit points up or your total strength up. And so the way to get your character total so that you know how to fight a monster, let's say that you were this girl right here and you were a level 3, okay? So you start with the 3 and then you go over here and you add any bonuses. So first you'd add 3 plus 4, right? Because you have your hammer. So 3 plus 4 is 7. And then you'd add plus 5 for your second weapon. That means you're a 12. And so, for instance, if you are a level 12 and then you have to fight a level 2 Mr. Bones, well, 12 minus 2 is 10. So you obviously kill him. That's it. That's how you fight. And for killing him, you get to take 1 treasure card. All right, so let's talk about how the game goes. All right, everyone's going to start off as level 1. And when it's your turn, the first thing you're going to do is kick down a door, or you're just drawing a door card. Okay, and the first card you get here is a monster. It says that it is a level 4. Well, you're only a level 1, and you don't have anything in your character yet. So can you defeat this monster? No, right? Because it's way higher than you. And so bad stuff says they steal your treasure, roll a die, and lose that many items or cards in your hand, your choice. That's it. You just do what the card says. All right, that's all you have to do. The rules are right there on the card. Let's say for your first card, you pull a door card and it's a level 1 crabs. Well, you're also a level 1. So what happens in case there's a tie? Well, in case there's a tie, guess what? The monster always wins. So let's say you draw this card and you really don't want to die to a level 1 character. And so what can you do? What are your options? Well, you can use a potion or some sort of enhancement card that's in your hand, right? You can always use something that's in your hand. That's definitely what you would try first. Second thing you could try is you could ask one of your friends. Your friends can help you, okay? That's the thing, your friends can help you. So let's say one of your friends has this card, Potion of Confusion. It says use during any combat +3 to either side. So they could give you +3, right? And that would give you a 4. And that would mean you would fight the crabs and win, and you would take the treasure. And thank you to your friend for helping you out. The other thing that can happen is your friends can choose to hurt you. So they don't have to help you. They might want to help you at the beginning, You know, you want to keep your friends close and your enemies closer, right? You might want to help your other friends move along with you, just so they might help you back in return. But if you want to be a person who backstabs everyone, this game allows you to do that. But let's say, for instance, your friend decides not to help you and they decide to hurt you instead. They can also play this Quotient of Confusion on the Crabs card and make this Crabs a level 4, thus making sure you are really dead. So you can play to help your friends or play to hurt your friends at any time. Does that mean if I was going to become a level 10 and win the game, if at the right moment somebody plays a card and demotes me a level or sends me back even further or hurts me or kills me? Yes, they absolutely can, which means it's a race to the finish to get to level 10. All right, so what if there's a conflict between the cards and the written rules? Well, in that case, always toss out the rules and go with the cards. The cards rule all. Always follow what's on the cards. Now, of course, that could get into some heated discussion between you and the other players, and that is half the fun. All right, so let's go back to the turn, okay? So on your turn, the first thing you're going to do is grab a door card. Let's say you grab this level 1 Crabs and you are able to defeat it. It says that you get 1 treasure. So you're going to go over here, grab your treasure, okay? You don't reveal it to anybody. You put it in your hand, and then your turn is done. The next thing you're going to do is make sure that you only have 5 cards left in your hand. You have to discard down to 5. Now, what do you do with your discards? Well, you're going to give all your discards to the player who has the lowest level score. So let's say this is you, and you're going to get rid of your cards. You're going to give all your discards to this person. And that means on their turn, they will have to discard down to 5. But in the meantime, they have a lot of extra cards. And this is a way that we help other players that are low by giving them extra cards. But make sure you're giving them cards that might not come back and hurt you in the end, but you really have no choice. But that's one turn. All right, so let's say it's your turn and you kick down a door. You turn the first card face up, right? You always have to turn the card face up. And this is not a monster. This is a half-breed card, and this is a character card that helps you. What happens if the first card you draw is not a monster? Well, it goes right in your hand, right? It goes right in your hand. And now you have an option, okay? Now you have an option. The first option is you could play a monster that's in your hand. Sometimes when you're drawing cards from the door pile, you might end up by putting a monster in your hand. And those just stay in your hand, and you can keep them as backup. Especially, you want to keep some low-level monsters in your hand. If you got some low-level monsters in your hand, obviously this was not a low level. This is a level 16, right? But if you had a low-level monster card in your hand, like this Crabs card, you could play it on a turn where you didn't immediately draw a monster, and you'd be able to fight it and move up a level. Every time you successfully defeat a monster, get a treasure, you move up a level. That is how you go up. And so keeping some low-level monsters in your hand, ready to go, will certainly help you. Of course, after you defeat this monster, you'll grab the treasure, and that'll be the end of your turn. Let's say it's your turn and you kick down the door, and the first card you turn face up is not a monster card. So your second option is, well, is there a monster in your hand to fight? Let's say you don't have a monster in your hand to fight. Then what do you do? Well, your only other option then is to draw another door card. Don't turn it face up and just put it directly into your hand. And then that will be the end of your turn. So once again, turn recap. You're going to draw a card. If it's a monster, it's face up. You're going to fight it. If you win, you'll take the treasure. If you lose, you'll do the bad stuff that's labeled on the card, and that'll be the end of your turn. If on your turn you draw a card that's not a monster, you have the option to fight a monster from your hand, and then your turn continues. If you draw a card that's not a monster and you don't have a monster in your hand to fight, you simply draw a second door card unseen, and that is the end of your turn. Don't forget, at the end of your turn, you're going to discard down to 5 cards, and then go to the next player. All right, so what is the dice for? Aha! The dice is for fighting monsters. All right, so let's say you're the level 1 player and you draw the level 4 Snails on Speed. Now, obviously, you cannot fight that monster. So you have an option. and one of your options is to run away. And so the die determines if you are successful in running away. You're gonna tell everyone, I'm gonna try to run away, and you're gonna roll the die. If you get a 1, 2, 3, or a 4, you do not successfully run away. So 1 through 4, you don't run away. You need to do the bad stuff listed on the card. If you roll a 5 or a 6, you successfully run away, and you don't need to do the bad stuff. And that's it. That's basically it. The only other thing I would add is please read your rules and always refer to them if you have a question. Those will definitely help you. You want to read the rules about creating your characters and, of course, what happens when you die. But that'll get you started, okay? That'll get you out the door. And like I said, always follow what the cards say. They're going to help you the most. They are the rules. So as you read the cards, you'll figure it out. And like I said, you can always add more expansion packs to this. It's going to make your game a ton more fun. I've got a few expansion packs in mind, and as you can see, it doesn't really make the stack that much taller, but definitely more cards, more characters, more races, more weapons is always much more fun. All right, that's the end of my video. I hope I was able to help you out with the rules, or perhaps introduce you to a game you didn't know anything about. If that's the case, do me a favor, hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow, hit all the buttons. That's really gonna help me out. Or if you're a big fan of board games, yourself, or collectible card games, let's click those buttons so that more people can get excited about this fun hobby as well. And like I mentioned, I did make another video, right, that shows you all the board games in my collection. If there's a game in there that you want to learn or know more about, let us know in the comment section and I'll try to review it for you. Stick around, more board game reviews this week. See you later, guys. Bye.